When it comes to the cult classic Belly, Nas did his thing as sincere. DMX was unforgettable as Tommy Boone's Bundy. But if we're being real, Louis Rankin stole that entire movie with his portrayal of Lennox, better known as Ox. That role was iconic. It wasn't just acting, it was natural. Louis Rankin didn't have to pretend to be Ox, because Ox was essentially who he was in real life. That raw authenticity is what made the character so powerful and unforgettable. Before acting, Louis Rankin was already a legend in reggae and dancehall music during the early 1990s. He stood alongside heavyweights like Shava Ranks, Supercat, Buju Banton, Ninja Man, and Money More. He proudly called himself the original Jamaican Don Dada. But tragically, just as his career was reaching another level, his life was cut short. Let's get into his story. Louis Rankin was born Leonard Ford in 1953 in St. Thomas Parish, Jamaica, and raised in Rockford, Kingston. He was one of 7 children, and growing up, his mother gave him the nickname Louis. Around the age of 9, Louis discovered his love for music. He performed in school and at local events, quickly becoming popular in his neighborhood. He also loved Western movies, especially the guns,
Louis
something
Rankin.
that would later become
How does
part of
someone
his
go
signature
from the streets
persona.
of Jamaica?
Eventually, his family moved to Canada, and later, Louis relocated to Brooklyn, New York, where he began freestyling, DJing, and performing in clubs. His name started buzzing in the streets. His first recorded song was Up and Down, released in 1983 under Claypot Records, owned by Vivian Blake, a notorious Jamaican drug kingpin and leader of the Shower Posse. That same year, Louis appeared on a reggae dancehall compilation album. In interviews, Louis openly admitted that during this time, he had beaten multiple serious criminal charges, including murder cases and drug distribution charges. His life off the mic was just as intense as the music he created. In 1992, he signed with MCA Warner Brothers Records and released his debut album, Showdown. The single Typewriter became a massive hit, reaching #1 on the charts. The song was inspired by a gun in Jamaica whose sound resembled a typewriter. That year, Louis Rankin won a Grammy Award, and he claimed he earned over $1.6 million from the success of that record. In 1993, he released his second album, Lethal Weapon, and continued performing worldwide. Then came the moment that changed everything. While performing in Queens, Louis was approached by legendary director Hype Williams, who offered him a role in a movie called Belly. There was no audition. Hype wanted him to play the Black Scarface. On set, Louis found himself surrounded by stars Nas, DMX, Method Man, T-Boz, everyone. Originally, his character was named Brad, but Louis rejected it, saying, "Ain't no gangster named Brad." DMX then suggested the name Lennox, aka Ox, and history was made. Released in 1998, Belly became a cult classic, and Louis Rankin emerged as the breakout star. His performance was so real that federal agents reportedly questioned how he knew how to handle weapons so convincingly. Fun fact, there were no prop guns or fake weed on the set. Everything was real. Despite the film's success, BASKET, BALL, legend Magic Johnson refused to show Belly in his theaters due to its violence and portrayal of black communities. There were plans for a sequel where Ox would survive, but it never happened. After Belly, Louis was in talks for the movie Exit Wounds, but after a heated disagreement with Steven Seagal over the disrespectful portrayal of Jamaicans in Marked for Death, Walk, Hawaii, the role later went to DMX. In 2002, Louis delivered another unforgettable performance in the cult classic Shottas, playing Teddy Brooks. The movie became legendary through bootlegs before officially releasing years later. Louis later claimed he helped DJ Khaled land a role in the film. Over the years, he appeared in music videos, films, and collaborations with artists like T.E., Wyclef, Jean Nas, DJ Khaled, Gucci Mane, and more. He continued acting well into the late 2010s. In 2019, Louis announced his long-awaited album, The Return of the Don Dada. Featuring major artists like Snoop Dogg, he was also working on new film projects. But on September 30th, 2019, tragedy struck. Louis Rankin died in a head-on car collision in Ontario, Canada, at the age of 66. Reports confirmed he was driving under the influence, exhausted after a long studio session. His blood alcohol level was 3 times the legal limit, and marijuana was also found in his system. His death shocked fans worldwide. Financial struggles followed, with his partner launching and later removing a GoFundMe due to family disputes. Despite his past success, much of his wealth had been spent helping others and funding his final album. Louis Rankin was more than an actor, more than a musician. He was real. He was raw. He was the original Don Dada. Rest in peace, Louis Rankin. Your legacy lives forever.